And welcome back to RC Model Reviews. On the bench before me is a product that I received just the other day for review, and it doesn't work properly. Now, this is becoming a trend, a worrying trend, that I'm getting so much product that is faulty. And why? It's coming out of China. Now, China's produced some China have revolutionized the hobby. They've made it affordable for people to get into the hobby, and they've got some really good stuff. I mean, they are the leading manufacturer of hobby products in the world. I've got nothing against China. I think they do a fantastic job, but I'm deeply, deeply concerned that standards are dropping quite dramatically based on the sample of products that I get to see, and this is just another one. It's just to fill you in, this is a tiny cine quad, which I was really looking forward to reviewing. And it arrived, it flies. There's a couple of things which I think they could improve on, and I'll be pointing that out in the review. But it's a 4K cine quad, so it's a tiny little micro quad with a 4K camera on board, recording camera. And this is an area of the hobby I think is going to grow dramatically, because with the restrictions, it's 115 grams I think with this stock battery. And so it's really light. And 4K recording in a 115 gram quad, that is brilliant. You can fly it in places that would not be safe to fly other quads. You can get into areas where a bigger quad might not fit. So it opens up a lot of doors for people that want to do some really cool videography using tiny quads. So I was really, really stoked to get this thing and thinking, wow, this is going to be great. And we'll look at it. And it flies, and it was easy to set up, and everything is great except doesn't record. Why doesn't it record? Well, it's got a Caddx Tarsia camera in it. And I know a lot of people use them and like them and so forth. That's great, no problems. But this one doesn't record because one of these are the buttons here. One of the buttons does the video mode. The other one does the record start stop. The record start stop button doesn't work. It doesn't even push in. It's obviously faulty, completely faulty. This one gives a satisfying click and goes in and out. This one doesn't move, doesn't make contact, doesn't change anything. It doesn't actually function. So this camera is really just a cheap, well, not a cheap, it's a very expensive FPV camera. It doesn't do any HD or 4K recording. It is quite worrying that I'm seeing this trend with so many. I mean, we look at the Hawkeye Firefly 4K camera that I just reviewed in my last videos. It also came with a really bad bug that would basically lock the camera up if you chose one of the modes that were available. And I know some people actually, because the firmware fix didn't come out for a while, some people threw the cameras out thinking they were totally bricked. And I thought these cameras were bricked as well, until fortunately they do this firmware update before they initialize, or before they go into the video mode. So it was possible to update the firmware and recover it from a otherwise bricked state. Now, why did I have to do that? I mean, this is a product that manufacturers should not be putting products with those kind of flaws on the market. Nobody obviously tested it in the case of the Firefly, in the advertised mode of 1080p 120 frames a second. If they had tested it, they would have found the camera locked up and didn't work. It's not a big ask to test all the available modes in something like that. And this camera, nobody obviously pressed the button. Nobody checked that it would actually record video when it fell off the end of the assembly line. And that's not good enough. As I say, China makes some great products, but quality control, it's like it's non-existent. It's like nobody cares and nobody even tests the stuff. And it just falls off the end of the assembly line, gets thrown in a box, shipped off to some poor, unsuspecting retailer who then ships it out to a customer who ends up with a product that doesn't meet their expectations, sometimes doesn't even work. So I'd like to hear from you. Normally I'm giving you information, but I want information back this time. I want to know, has there been a general drop in the quality of products coming out of China? Have you had an increasing level of dissatisfaction with the quality control? Are things just no longer built to the same standards that they once were? How many dead or dud products have you got in the last year compared to the previous year? Is this a trend? Because if it is, I think we need to nip it in the bud and let the Chinese manufacturers know that, hey, it's not good enough. So please come back to me in the comments. Tell me what you think. Give me some feedback so I've got some figures to work with, because is this just reviewer's curse? We know reviewer's curse is a real thing, but does it go beyond reviewer's curse? Are other people getting products that just obviously have never been tested before they left the factory? So there you go, that's your question for today, and you will see a full review of this thing. I'm going to try and find a new button and put on there, but most people don't have the skills to unsolder and resolder and so forth, and they wouldn't be able to fix it. I will fix it, and I will review it as if, with a caveat, but as if the button was okay. Because these Tazia cameras, people are using them, they seem to work, but has the quality control just fallen off recently? You tell me. Anyway, that's enough waffling from me. Thank you for your help. And as I say, off to the comments with you straight away, and tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.